Hi, my name is Glenn, and recently I purchased a guitar from Guitar Fetish, and I really wasn't able to find much information about it online, and so I've had it for about a month now and decided to do a review on it. What I've got is an Xavier XV835 Telecaster style guitar. Well, my first impression when the box came, it came in a reasonable time. It was about a week. I pulled it out of the box and I was like, wow, this guitar is really beautiful. It's has an amazing finish on it. It's maple on the top here, and it has a lemon drop sunburst finish on it. The back is the main part of the body is poplar wood. It has a nice grain to it back here. It's nicely finished. The neck is maple, solid piece without a skunk stripe. And overall, when the guitar came, and the headstock. The headstock's a little different than a Fender. It seems kind of odd, but I've gotten used to it now, and it's just fine. When the guitar came, it played well right out of the box. But the way it was set up, I really didn't like. It was set up flatter here, and so pretty much the first thing I did was I took the neck off, and I added a bit of a shim back here to give the neck a little bit of an angle, and then I raised the bridge up and tried to round it to the radius of the neck. The neck itself has got a 12-inch radius all the way along it here, and so my first problem that I had with it, these vintage tail pieces, bridges, they're a little bit difficult to work with, and for me, there's nothing mechanically wrong with it. It worked just fine, but it's kind of hard to get it set where I wanted it to set. So probably at some point I will replace this and get a little different bridge with some more adjustment to it. Adding a little bit of angle to the neck, to me, really improved the tone of the guitar. It's amazing. I used a piece of veneer wood is what I used on it. When I did that, of course I had to loosen the strings up and stuff to take the neck off. The tuners worked fine. I had a little rough spot with the 6th tuner down here, but I haven't had any problems with it staying in tune. Once the strings stretched in, it stayed in tune as good as any other guitar that I have. And so one of the things that I've noticed some of the reviews on this type of guitar was that the frets weren't finished well and stuff. Well, when this guitar came in, it'd been raining on and off for a couple of weeks, and it was kind of humid, and the neck itself was just as smooth as could be, and I was actually really impressed how well it was. But as it sat in the house in the heat, it's dried a little bit, and so now you can feel the fret ends just a little bit along here. It's nothing bad, but you can feel them a little bit. So when I change the strings first time, I'm going to take some crocus cloth and I'll just polish these up a little bit, and I think that'll smooth that up just as good as can be. I think that a lot of times on cheaper guitars, the first thing if you do the pots, they just don't have a good feel to them. They're scratchy, or they just feel real light. These are good quality pots in this guitar. You can feel they're nice and smooth. And currently I have my amp on in the back there, so this thing it's not making noise. I have it's plugged into a 1980 Music Man RD112 tube amp, and so it's not making a lot of noise. The pickups, I've heard criticism of the pickups and stuff, and honestly, pickups are a mechanical thing. There's different ways to wind them, and you can increase or decrease the resistance on them and make them hotter or more vintage tone. These were the Fat Alnico pickups. On here was a match set from Guitar Fetish, and for me, they sound great. I mean, you can if you run a lot of effects and stuff, really the quality of the pickup is going to be secondary to what you're running. I personally prefer just to run straight into the amp. I think having a nice chord is a big plus in the sound of any guitar. The switch was nice, functional. Now, some of the things that you might find, and if these are things that bother you, then it's probably not the guitar for you, but you can see some lines along the finish where the wood was pieced together. It's, in my opinion, it's not bad. I mean, if you look real hard, you can see it. Does it change the playability of it? None at all. This nice binding around it looks really cool, I think. So overall, I think the guitar looks the part, and physically and mechanically, everything worked on it. And we're talking about a $200 guitar here. I have a 70 model Fender Stratocaster there. That's about a $2,000 guitar. Would I sell it? No. If I had to, I would sell this guitar though. But although I do really like it, and so if you can afford a nice vintage guitar, by all means, they're wonderful. You know, the lifetime investment. If you're sitting there and you're wanting to get a guitar and start playing, and you got a couple $100, hey, this is a good solid guitar, and makes a good guitar. You could carry it to a gig, or leave it at your practice area, and not worry about it. That one, no, it don't go out in the rain. It don't go out in the heat. It doesn't get left anywhere. This one I could. So one of the things is the sound. Does it sound right? Does it make noise? Well, it's not making noise sitting here by itself. One of the features of it that I kind of like, the neck pickup is reverse round, and so when you put it in the center position, it actually creates a humbucking effect. I'll just kind of go through that or whatever. I want you to see how the guitar sounds. I've got my amp, it's turned up to 2, and I have the treble at about 9 and the bass at about 7. There again, all that stuff is subjective. What sounds good to you, or what sounds good through your amp. I did adjust it a little different when I had it adjusted for playing my Stratocaster. I had a different setting when I plugged this guitar in. The setting wasn't right, so I changed it, tweaked it a little bit, and found the right sound for this guitar. Which you could do with any guitar. Just take some time and find the good spots, or what sounds good to you. So let's have a listen to it. I'm going to play it on the neck position first. I'm going to just have the tone all the way up, and the volume I'm going to roll back about halfway. A little more volume. Okay, that's the neck pickup. Here's the center position. Okay, nice little gritty sound there. And for the bridge position. different there. So the guitar itself has a good tonal range to it, and in the future I'll probably raise the pickups up a little bit, get a little more output from them. And I'm going to change the bridge. I've changed the neck, and hey, this is a real player guitar. If you're thinking about buying a guitar, I highly recommend it. It's certainly an above average starter guitar, and for the money, it's hard to beat it. Just remember, there's only two kinds of music. There's good and bad. If you're having a good time playing it or listening to it, it's good music. Can't nobody argue that. Have a nice day. Thank you.